Hello, my name is Ben, and on this YouTube channel I document my own print-on-demand journey. In this video I'd like to do some research. I use Flying Research, the research tool for print-on-demand. For this today I want to have a look with you at the bestsellers and also some trends of the week. We're going to take a look at a few marketplaces today, so not just the US marketplace. That might help you to understand, for example, if you are from, let's have a look, for example, Germany or France, Italy or Spain. You can then create specific designs for your marketplace, which might be similar to some of these bestsellers. Please bear in mind, never copy them. Please always just take that as inspiration. It gives you an idea of what niches. I mean, I often hear questions in the comments about what are niches for Zazzle or Spreadshirt. And to be honest, I would recommend just find a niche for you and then upload it to various marketplaces. And to do that, I use Flying Upload, for example, or you can do it manually, that doesn't matter, but I wouldn't focus on specific niches for specific marketplaces. I would just pick a niche that currently sells well, for example, on Amazon, and then put that onto different marketplaces, because for me, that was the most economic and efficient way of doing it. My view is that if something is selling on Amazon, we can assume that it will be selling on other websites as well. And these tools here, like Flying Research, for example, they specifically identify best-selling designs on Amazon Merch, because some of these other websites, they don't really give you hints about best sellers. There are ways for you to identify them, but the best, for me personally, what works really well are these tools here where you can just identify some of the best sellers. So in the last few weeks, we had a few looks here at bestsellers, and to be honest, they don't really change a lot. These bestsellers here at the top, they've been here for a while now, especially this one here has been a really good seller. I'm Not Too Old, I'm Classic. I guess that was, I honestly, I don't know. But anyways, these t-shirts or designs for, let's say, older people, they go really well. I mean, I even have a lot of text-based designs just for grandpas or old people who love bicycles and stuff like that. They sell really well. And you can do that for all sorts of niches. That's a perfect scalable design. If you have a text-based design, just, and talking about, I'm a grandpa who loves bicycles, for example, or who loves kayaks, or who loves hiking, who loves pizza. There's so much you can do just by changing one word. And sometimes these text-based designs, they just sell. So you don't even need a proper design. So while we're having a look through here, we can see if we can find some niches that really sell well at the moment. There is again Joe Biden, so politics apparently, but what has been selling really well is these Japanese style ones, so these ramen t-shirts, and they are constant bestsellers, so that's a good niche potentially to go into. There's another Japanese design here with the Japanese or even Chinese dragon. I think there's more Chinese. Then you have this one here. Well, I can't read, but apparently it's about strawberry milk. I don't even know why that would be selling well, but it does. We can actually have a quick look in here if you're interested in that. So in Flying Research, you just click on more info and you get all the information from the marketplace. So this is funny retro 90s Japanese kawaii strawberry milk. I don't know what kawaii is, but it seems to be something Japanese. I don't know. If you know what it is, by the way, let me know in the comments. But these retro designs go pretty well as well. So here you can see all the keywords: Japanese, strawberry, anime, milk. And if you want to create something similar, please don't copy, but you can use something similar, and then you can use some of these keywords potentially as well, because these are apparently the keywords which are currently ranking pretty well and that I used at least, and these have helped this design to become one of the best sellers. What I can also say is that these retro designs, they sell really well. So I have some 80s, 70s and 90s designs. They sell really well. For me, the 80s designs, they are actually the ones that sell really well. I think the 80s are pretty popular at the moment again. And you can get some ideas here of similar designs in Flying Research. But let's go back to the main Flying Research page and the best sellers. So the Mummy Shark is selling. Honestly, there are a lot that really have been here for a while now. So here, I Love My Boyfriend, okay. And again, an example of a really good scalable design. I mean, you can do everything. I love my My mom, my brother. I love my, wherever you live. So, and you can change, you can create a city design from that. I love wherever, New York, right? Just an example. I'll be back. Yeah, Trump. Okay, politics coming in again, especially now with what's going on in the world. I mean, you've heard the latest news, and I won't mention it because, I don't want to talk about these scenarios on this channel, but this makes politics more interesting. So you always need to think about why something actually becoming popular at the moment. So think about the circumstances in the world currently, and then, don't create something specifically about that, whatever is happening, but you can think about the circumstances, like, for example, then politics in general gets more and more popular again, or at least not popular, but people want to make a statement. So these cat designs with the retro sunsets backgrounds, they sell really well generally. And here's another example of, I said, I love my husband. Now it's I love hot moms, and I saw that in the previous video and we talked about it. Yeah, I'm ready to crush kindergarten. I mean, school is starting again. It might not be too late. You can still get into school, kindergarten, new classes starting in summer, in September in some countries. So that might be a good one. And there you go. I believe that was enough for the US marketplace. Let's take a look how the UK marketplace is doing. So we're gonna have a look if that makes any difference. So we're obviously sorting by the BSR, and let's take a look. Motorhomes, camping, pretty popular. These are all these are really evergreens that are selling all year round. Of course, in the summer they are selling more often. You can do that with a motorhome or a caravan. What you need to bear in mind is that now the season is sort of ending in September, I would say. So in winter they still sell, but less. Motorcycle designs, guys, really popular. If you can find a motorcycle design and create some cool vintage text around it, I think that is pretty popular as well. That goes really well. What else? So again, lots of these retro designs that you can download, for example, from Creative Fabrica or also from allsunsets.com. So that is pretty popular. Gaming designs as always. And again, if you pick a gaming design, then you can just, scale that out as well, because you have dad level unlocked. So for every dad who loves gaming, or every person who loves gaming and becomes a dad, that's pretty cool. Dad level unlocked. And here again, for someone who gets on the 16th birthday, level 16. So they are a bit different to the US marketplaces, Daddy Shark, but you can get an idea that the style of designs, I mean, you can, especially if you're starting in print on demand, you need to get an idea about what is selling well, what kind of designs are people actually looking for. So typically large text, and what you can always see when you scroll through these, that the text is super large, because people need to be able to read it. People need to be able to read it, especially when scrolling just through, pages and pages. So it is easier to stick out when you have a large font. So this is pretty funny here. And again, you can say your aunt, my aunt, but you can do that for your mom, my mom, your sister, my sister, things like that. Be creative, just change some words out. And now that we've done that, maybe shall we have a look at the other marketplaces? So we quickly go to Germany, and I'm just going to scroll through here, because while I'm from German, many people won't be able to read it. But I think for everybody who's not able to understand it, it's just important to get an idea of the kind and the style of designs which are selling. And you can see some differences and some similarities. I think there are a lot of similarities, across different countries. Anyway, what you can do if you have a very popular design, for example, a bestseller, which is selling really well, for example, on the US marketplace. By the way, this one here, I'm not sure, because I'm not sure. You always need to be careful with these occurrences here, because if you do something which is like a catastrophic event in the world, Amazon might give you a strike or something, or a warning, and you don't want that. I would at all costs avoid events which are, you know, have a huge meaning for the world, you know, like catastrophic events and stuff, things like that. So that was the German marketplace. And by the way, as I said, just if you have a bestseller, for example, on one marketplace in a certain language, there's nothing stopping you to translate that into a different language and then upload that, to the German marketplace or a different one. Or if you find any, well, very good selling design here, for example, and you can speak German, or let's go to the French marketplace, or you can speak French. There is nothing stopping you then to take that, and if you understand it, or you can just use Google Translator and translate it into the English language, and then use it there and upload it to the US marketplace. Obviously not exactly that one, but take an inspiration and just do it. Here, that's of course Bitcoin, very popular one. Bitcoin I can recommend. Bear in mind, someone has actually filed a trademark in the UK for Bitcoin. I'm not sure if that would actually stand up in court, but you don't actually want to get that far anyway. So that is, you always need to be careful with things like that. Always do your trademark checks. Very, very important. But then you can see that these here with the gaming controller, honestly, they have been in the US marketplace anyway as well. So just with a different, just in English, and always popular as well. These holiday destinations here, Santa Cruz, with a little bit of a retro design, and you can do that for different destinations. That is pretty cool. Really nice horse design here. So if something really sticks out and is creative, it will sell. And you can see that a lot of these designs are just like vintage, scalable designs. And I've been saying that since I've launched this channel. Scalable designs, if you have an upload tool or a way to automate the design process with these, it's really worth getting into it. They don't sell that well necessarily, but they are constant. They produce constant sales for you. Right, that was French, the French marketplace. Let's take a look at the Italian marketplace, see if we can spot any differences. But again, even on the Italian marketplace, you can see these scalable design. You can immediately understand that it's about, vintage again, 1961, made it to perfection. So legend, probably for retirement, that design is here. And you can see, again, I want to encourage you, if you're struggling with designing, just text-based designs sell pretty well as well. Not necessarily on Redbubble. I think can count it just on my one hand here, or one of my hands, how many text-based designs I've sold on Redbubble. But text-based designs, they can sell really well on Zazzle, and they also sell really well on Spreadshirt, and obviously here on Amazon Merch as well. Again, here, Bitcoin. I think that's one that sticks out to me because I haven't seen that in the previous weeks. Many of these other ones here are really constant bestsellers. And here again, in Italy, Bitcoin seems to be selling really well. I haven't seen that on the German marketplace, haven't seen it on the US marketplace. I mean, they are there, but not necessarily here in the bestsellers. Don't really know why. But yeah, this is selling really well. And again, here with these retro cassettes, that's selling really well. And I've made quite a few sales with similar designs. So take a retro cassette, music cassette, find a way to put a text on here for best of, and then that is pretty much a birthday design or a vintage design for someone who was born in a certain year. Okay, and I believe now we've done Italian, so let's take a look at the Spanish marketplace, which is the last one. I think just a bit of research just before the weekend. So if you want to watch that, if you don't have Flying Research or a research tool, I think that is pretty useful for you just to get an idea, especially in the beginning. Because in the beginning, when I started, very much in the beginning, I didn't use a tool like that. I tried to find free ways of doing it because I didn't have the cash flow yet to, subscribe to something like that. And there was no YouTube channel where I could really get that amount of information. So I hope that helps you. Again, another Bitcoin design here, by the way. So that might be worth getting into. I would still be a bit careful because someone has actually filed a trademark. And also Ethereum. I mean, many people say that you can create, these cryptocurrency designs, and it's probably okay. but I would still be a bit careful, especially on Amazon, because I mean, Ethereum, it is a foundation, you know, and even things like Dogecoin, they now become more, you know, more business-like as well, and eventually they will possibly not allow that other people sell t-shirts with their logo or whatever, you know. So yeah, I don't know the detail. I would just be a bit careful. And let's scroll through here. Yeah, watermelon. I think there was a watermelon day somewhere. Pretty sure I read that somewhere. Again, here, but Daddy, I love him. Yeah, honestly, just a text-based design. Looks even really bad, but it is selling. That might have, that, I don't know, that might have come from somewhere. If you know what that relates to here, but Daddy, I love him, let me know. That might be a quote from a movie or something. Otherwise, honestly, why would that be selling? But maybe, I don't know, maybe you know something, I don't know. Again, HODL obviously has to do with cryptocurrencies. So crypto for me really sticks out this time. This is a niche that I would recommend you get into, especially now where prices are going up again. People are getting into it, people are making money, people are proud, people want to show that they've made some money potentially, or that they belong to the crypto community. So I think that is my, you know, not necessarily a recommendation, but it's something you could get into, and I'm sure you would probably get some sales. But again, here you can see just a text-based, simple design, and hopefully you get an idea of what style of designs is selling on the different marketplaces. To be honest, in my view, even though the niches are a bit different, the style of designs, that sells really well. And by the way, this here is not a typical t-shirt design, but that's really one worth taking a closer look at to finish this video off. Because if you have a really creative idea, I mean, I've never seen something like that, but it is really cool. And that is here on the Spanish marketplace. So it might be worth not copying it, but you can do something very similar, guys, and upload it maybe to other marketplaces. And I think that's pretty much it for today. I hope that video was useful. Hope you liked it. If you did, please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on this print on demand journey, please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.